For StateCollege.com, I'm Laura Nichols, here today with Dr. Jim Pawelczyk, Associate Professor of Physiology and Kinesiology. Professor, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here.
Great. Can you start by first telling me what your role is in the college and how you came to Penn State?
Sure. I came here in 1995, and this was a place that we always wanted to get back to. I'd done a degree here in the 1980s, and I am currently an associate professor in the Department of Kinesiology, which is the largest undergraduate major in the university.
Now, if you Google your name, the first picture that comes up is you in a spacesuit. Can you tell us a little bit about your trip into space?
Sure. So that would be the pumpkin suit, the launch and entry suit that every astronaut wears. And so I flew in 1995 as a payload specialist astronaut, actually doing neuroscience experiments aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia.
And what got you to that point?
You know, it's funny. People at Penn State, they end up doing their research in lots of different ways. And so we really do a lot, not only in the theoretical realm, but also applying our work. And in our case, we were interested in a specific problem with blood pressure regulation that seemed to really show up after spaceflight. And so it required a special set of measurements recording for neural activity from humans during spaceflight. And I was one of the people who were ultimately selected to conduct those experiments. So like a lot of things at Penn State, it was really the research that led you into this very unique environment.
And how long were you on board?
So we were up on board for about 16 days, just shy of 16 days. I believe ended up being the fourth longest flight of the shuttle program.
Wow, that's really interesting. Now, maybe not a lot of students know this, but you have sort of a second job, and you sit on the State College Area School Board of Directors. How do you balance being on the board of directors and also being a professor here at Penn State?
Well, you know, it does end up being a second job, and I will admit that there have been times during a school board meeting where I'm actually emailing and responding to students in some of my classes. It's one of those things that you just try to keep in balance as part of your service element, and hopefully it makes the community a better place.
Now, I will close with the question that I do have to ask everyone when we do this faculty focus. What makes you so proud of Penn State, to work at Penn State, to be a part of the community?
Honestly, it's really the students. When I look at Penn State, we do a great job of anything from producing world-class to people who are going to be out there and are just going to be excellent citizens and part of the community. And the moments that really are most special to me is when I see students do something great. And that happens, gosh, almost every day.
Again, Dr. Pawelczyk, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
And for StateCollege.com, I'm Laura Nichols.